On the morning of February 23, 2021, a 2,000-pound SUV was hurtling down a hillside road in Rancho Palos Verdes, California, at 84 miles per hour in a 45 zone. There was no braking, no swerving. The vehicle crossed the center median, launched across 2 lanes of oncoming traffic, struck a tree, and rolled multiple times before coming to rest in a ditch. Inside was Tiger Woods. When paramedics cut him free from the wreckage, his right leg was shattered, open fractures, bone piercing through skin. Surgeons inserted a titanium rod into his tibia and stabilized his foot with screws and pins. In the weeks that followed, doctors seriously considered amputating his leg. Tiger later admitted the odds of keeping it were barely better than a coin flip. The greatest golfer who ever lived was told he might never walk again. But this is Tiger Woods. And if you know anything about this man's life, you know that being written off is where his story always begins. To understand how Tiger ended up in that wreckage, we need to go back to a garage in Cypress, California, where a Vietnam veteran named Earl Woods was hitting golf balls into a net. Watching from a high chair was his 6-month-old son. The baby's eyes tracked every swing, and before he could form full sentences, he picked up a club and imitated his father's motion perfectly. Earl Woods was no ordinary father. He was a retired lieutenant colonel, a Green Beret trained in psychological warfare, and he used those exact techniques on his own son. During practice, Earl would jingle coins, drop bags, cough at the top of Tiger's backswing, anything to simulate pressure. He was building a mind that could not be broken. At age 2, Tiger appeared on national television putting with Bob Hope. At 3, he shot 48 over 9 holes. By 8, he was winning junior world championships. He defeated his father for the first time at 11 and never lost to him again. The amateur record was unlike anything golf had ever seen. 3 consecutive U.S. junior amateur titles. 3 consecutive U.S. amateur titles. 6 national championships before he ever turned professional. And when he did turn pro in August of 1996, at just 20 years old, Nike signed him to a $40 million deal, the largest golf endorsement in history. The ad campaign had just 2 words: "Hello World." The world was not ready for what came next. In April of 1997, a 21-year-old Tiger Woods walked onto Augusta National, the most exclusive golf course on earth, a club that had not admitted a black member until 1990. And he didn't just win, he destroyed the field. 18 under par, a 12-stroke margin of victory, the largest in Masters history. He broke or tied 20 records in a single tournament. He was the youngest champion ever, and the first of African and Asian heritage to wear the green jacket. An estimated 44 million Americans watched. Lee Elder, the first black man ever invited to play the Masters, in 1975, the very year Tiger was born, drove to Augusta just to witness it. What followed was a decade of total absolute dominance. Tiger reached world number 1 within a year of turning pro and stayed there for 683 weeks, the all-time record. He won the Tiger Slam in 2000 and 2001, holding all 4 major trophies at the same time. The only golfer in history to do that. He won 14 major championships, 82 PGA Tour victories. Forbes confirmed him as the first athlete to earn over $1 billion. Nike, Accenture, AT&T, Gatorade, Gillette, Tag Heuer, EA Sports, Buick. Everybody wanted Tiger Woods. He married Swedish model Elin Nordegren in 2004. They had 2 children, daughter Sam and son Charlie. To the outside world, Tiger had everything, every record, every trophy, every dollar, the perfect life. And then, on November 27th, 2009, at 2:25 in the morning, it all came apart. Tiger drove his Cadillac Escalade into a fire hydrant and a neighbor's tree, just yards from his own driveway. His wife used a golf club to smash the back window. He was unconscious for 6 minutes. Within days, the National Enquirer and a dozen tabloids published a voicemail Tiger had left for a woman named Jamie Grubbs. begging her to take her name off her phone because his wife was checking his messages. What followed was an avalanche that no amount of money could stop. First, it was one woman, then 5, then 10. By mid-January, reports cited 19 alleged mistresses. The sponsors who had spent billions aligning their brands with Tiger's image ran for the exits. Accenture was first, then AT&T Tag Heuer, Gillette, General Motors. A study by UC Davis estimated that the scandal cost sponsor shareholders between $5 and $12 billion in just 13 trading days. Tiger checked into a 45-day rehabilitation program for sex addiction. He issued a televised public apology. His mother, Coltita, sitting in the front row, his wife absent. The divorce was finalized in August 2010 with a reported settlement of $110 million. For 2.5 years, Tiger Woods did not win a single tournament. The man who once seemed invincible, Farah, was now a punchline. But Tiger was not done. He rebuilt his swing. He rebuilt his team. And by March 2013, he reclaimed the world #1 ranking, winning 5 events that year. The comeback seemed complete. Then his body betrayed him. It started with back spasms so severe they left him bent over on all fours, using his putter as a cane in front of millions of viewers. What followed was a medical nightmare that would destroy most athletes permanently. March 2014, first microdiscectomy surgery, removing a fragment of spinal disc that was crushing a nerve. September 2015, a second microdiscectomy. October 2015, a third procedure. Just 6 weeks later, 2016 was a complete wipeout. Tiger didn't play a single major for the first time in his career. And then, April 2017, the fourth surgery. This time it was different. A full anterior lumbar interbody fusion. Surgeons removed the entire disc between his L5 and S1 vertebrae, replaced it with a cage packed with bone graft, and bolted the vertebrae together with screws. At the Champions Dinner before the 2017 Masters, Tiger told Jack Nicklaus he was done, finished. The career was over. His world ranking had fallen to 788. 6 weeks after that surgery, at 2 a.m. on Memorial Day, Jupiter police found Tiger asleep at the wheel of his Mercedes, engine running, both tires flat. His speech was so slurred he could barely form words. When asked to recite the alphabet backward, he offered to recite the entire national anthem instead. His breathalyzer showed 0 alcohol, but the toxicology report told a different story. Vicodin, Dilaudid, Xanax, Ambien, and THC, 5 substances in his system, all related to managing the crushing pain from 4 back surgeries in 3 years. That mugshot, disheveled hair, glassy, unfocused eyes, the look of a man who had given up, circulated to every corner of the internet. His world ranking cratered to 1,199. Tiger Woods was written off with absolute finality. Nobody debated it anymore. It was over. 23 months later, on April 14th, 2019, Tiger Woods stood on the 18th green at Augusta National and won the Masters, his 15th major championship, 43 years old, 4 back surgeries deep, a DUI mugshot barely 2 years behind him, a world ranking that had been in the thousands just 17 months earlier. He shot 13 under par and won by a single stroke. But it wasn't the score that mattered. It was what happened next. As Tiger walked off the green, arms raised, tears streaming down his face, the crowd chanting his name, his 10-year-old son Charlie, wearing a red shirt, a backwards Nike cap, ran toward him through the crowd. Tiger scooped him up and held him so tight it looked like he might never let go, both of them screaming with joy. In 1997, Tiger had hugged his father, Earl, at that exact same green after his first Masters victory. Earl died in 2006. Now, 22 years later, his son was running to him at the same spot. The circle was complete. Jack Nicklaus said Tiger had him shaking in his boots. Barack Obama called it a testament to grit and determination. President Trump awarded Tiger the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. But Tiger's body had one more nightmare in store. That February 2021 crash we opened with shattered his leg so badly that amputation was on the table. He spent months in a wheelchair, then crutches, unable to put weight on his right side. The sports world moved on. Nobody expected him back. 14 months later, Tiger walked through the gates of Augusta National for the 2022 Masters. The ovation lasted minutes. He made the cut. He finished the tournament on two legs that doctors had almost taken from him. The years since have been a war of attrition against his own body. In 2023, ankle fusion surgery to treat arthritis from the crash. In 2024, a sixth back surgery. In March 2025, a ruptured left Achilles tendon. And in October 2025, a seventh back surgery, a full lumbar disc replacement. 7 back surgeries. A shattered leg held together by titanium, a ruptured Achilles. Tiger turned 50 in December 2025. And yet, on March 24th, 2026, Tiger Woods stepped onto a golf course again. It was the TGL Finals, a tech-driven league he co-founded with Rory McIlroy. His team, Jupiter Lynx, faced Los Angeles Golf Club, his first competitive golf in over a year. On hole 2, he striped a 3-wood from 279 yards to within 24 feet of the pin. The ball speed read 176 miles per hour. The man with 7 back surgeries at 50 years old was still generating tour-level power. His team lost 9-2. It didn't matter. What mattered was that Tiger Woods was competing again. As of today, the 2026 Masters begins in 2 weeks. Augusta has listed Tiger for his 27th start. He hasn't confirmed. He hasn't denied it. The world is watching again. Tiger's father, Earl, once said something about his son that has proven almost prophetically accurate. He said Tiger would impact the world, not just golf, the world. And whether you judge Tiger Woods for his failures or stand in awe of his resurrections, the undeniable truth is this. Every single time the world decided Tiger Woods was finished, every time they wrote the obituary for his career, every time the consensus was absolute and final, he proved them wrong. Not once, not twice, every single time. That is why they call this channel Written Off.